social media at the bottom of the menu, and then just a second, click on that, and then they'll see the YouTube there on the portal. Is that correct?
I'm not too clued up with that. I think the best is just to use the live chat to talk to technical support.
Okay. And then get it from the cloud. Okay. So
Yes.
clarified on that. Because it used to be on the portal. Go down to social media, the menu, and click on YouTube. It's recorded there. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good enough.
Thank you. Let me just quickly make you host.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Enjoy. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, guys, good day to you. Yeah, hi and all that. Only a couple of people so far on board, so I'm just going to make a cup of tea. Just excuse me a second, and I'll admit the rest, and they can chit-chat. We've got a couple of minutes to go. Hi, Caleb and Reno. Just 1 second.
Incoming man.
Hey, today, where's everyone gone? Quiet day today. It's nearly past. Only got a couple of people. Usually about 20 by this time. Interesting. Hope they're not overexposed in the Nasdaq or something stupid. Okay, well, you've all been here before, so I don't have to give you who I am and posting on the chat lines. You'll know the score. I'll go straight to the charts, and then we can start. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, we've got a few trade ideas out at the moment, and just we got the trade idea. This thing decided to jump back again. I'm a bit surprised because I think it's, if you go to the daily, come back quite a bit. I mean, it came back so far yesterday over $5. I'm not sure that it's getting to the oversold stage. It might be a bounce, and that's the idea behind the trade. Bit of support this side, bit of support on the weekly. But it looks like it went up, now it's come back again, so not looking pretty at the moment. I don't quite know why, but anyway, I've taken it as well. Let's hope it'll recover. We've got a pretty wide stop. Where's the stop anyway? Go to the debt daily. Where's the stop? It's down there somewhere. Yeah, it's below the 200 and the 50, so hope it's going to recover and we can start getting back up again. Hope so anyway. Anyway, so there we are. Okay, so yeah, so only a few people joined. I hope that's not off in a huff or whatever that is, because we haven't had probably load shedding too much lately. Hope I haven't made myself unpopular with them. Anyway, Mike, good to see you there, Reno. Hi, Megan and Benelli. I think Benelli's been before. Megan, it might be first time. Just want to mention my name is Roger, Trading Support. It's a trading room where we discuss trade ideas, fundamentals, that sort of thing. We make the assumption you've already been to classes, know how to operate the platform. If you don't operate the MetaTrader platform, you haven't been to a single class, I think this might be a bit much for you. Actually, to start off with, this is not a training class. It's where we this is where we go after you've got a bit of knowledge. I can't put any simpler than that. In other words, no good be fresh off the, completely new to the industry. This is not for you. This is for guys who have, bought the course, got a few basics. Now we go to the practical side of it. Yeah, okay. Not so I'm going to get a free learning here and everyone's going to work wonderfully with me and someone's going to do it for me. This is all about learning to be in control of yourself and putting the practical aspect forward, and where we interact on the chat line. Common sense being the one. I've got a lot of guys who come in here fairly experienced. I can't spend too long, spelling out what I should be basically obvious. So I quickly help guys, but it's important you join in. If you sit there and look at it and hope for the best with no knowledge, it's not going to work. It's like anything else in life. You've got to put time and effort into it. Okay, well, the 85 seems to be holding on Brent. So if you have missed a trade and you like it, you get a much better price. You can go in now. If you don't even know what that means, you need to go to classes, because that's incredibly basic stuff. If you say buy at 85.70 and you like the trade, you get 85 or 85.10 as it is now, what a pleasure, you're getting a better price. Okay, so you get at market. That should be taken as understood and read by the time we get to the trading room, because we do discuss things slightly more advanced than that. At least I hope we do. Okay, right. So that's the Brent. A couple others we got out. EuroCAD. We'll do it in alphabetical order. CAD JPY came right back, so expecting a bounce. We had a couple of problems with JPY because of Bank of Japanese or the Bank of Japan government intervention by buying the yen, because it got a bit weak at 150 yen to the dollar, came off. Now it's starting to move back up again. The 50-day moving average, as you can see, there's been respected and holding. So we're thinking should get a bounce this level. We're hoping, obviously, oil is going to rise up again after big pullback, which is good for the Canadian currency. So we thought technically and fundamentally support on the daily. And if you go to the weekly here, you'll see a fair bit of support there, and it's on the buy zone on both. So we're looking for upside there. So if you like the trade, you got the trade idea sent to you. If you didn't, it means it might, I'm not sure it's been posted for everyone. I know it's on my VIP group. Yes, if you haven't received it, maybe, well, you're not in the VIP or not in a certain group. But everybody on the VIP group have got 4 trades sent this morning. The VIP group is for guys who've got 2.5 grand or more in their account. It means they can take extra signals. They've got more money to do so. If you haven't got the free margin, clearly you can't take the signals. And it worries me. So many people are trading the markets without even knowing the basics, like driving a car. When you don't know how to drive a car, it's dangerous. So please, you need knowledge. You need a couple of bucks in your account. A few hundred rand won't cut it. Your chance of you winning are virtually zero. You need to have a funded account, and you need to have the right equipment. A phone, no knowledge, and 500 rand is not going to, you're not going to beat the guys with that. Just common sense should tell you that. Okay, CAD JPY, if you like it, we got that out. We also got EuroCAD, AUDCHF, doing that order there. AUDCHF 5821. This one is a sell. It's a couple of pips in profit. Doesn't tell you much. Jumps around as per normal, but it's starting to go the right way. We'll see how long it stands. But the noise goes up and down. See, I'm not looking at my trades at the moment. I tend not to do that, because the up and down will play with your head. Remember that very importantly. And the last one, EURCAD, beg your pardon, EURCAD. My bloody writing, so it's clear. CAD. Okay, this one would be a sell. We're buying the Canadian, we're buying the dollar, and we're buying the Swiss francs. We won't be selling those 3. Remember that? 44.38 was the sell. It's popped up, so be it. We're still comfortable with the downside. You got your stop to protect you, and you got your, it gives you even the as you say, even gives you the risk per 0.01, even for 2, 3, and 4. If you can't work out correct risk on that information there, I'm going to be bluntly obvious. Forget trading. It can be for you, because you don't know 1 and 1 is 2. How the hell are you going to study mathematics? You get the idea. Because it's getting ridiculous. Guys are saying it's no money in my account, I can't trade. It's very difficult to, contemplate how you can possibly trade with no money in your account. So yeah. So there we are. We got the 4 trades out. So there they go. We got the on the fundamental front. Just post that. We've got morning, Paul. Got economic calendar. Just get that out of the way. Just post it for you, just in case you don't have it. Takes time. There's so much clutter on my other screen. Okay, that's saying the weeklies coming out later on. Jobless claims 11, and of course the non-farm once a month, first Friday of the month, is coming out tomorrow. Just bear that in mind. That will affect the dollar, the indices, and it affect gold. But that being as it may, it could be positive or negative. We don't know. Okay. Now put up the dollar index. You will need that. So it takes 2 seconds. I'm sure you all got it. If you haven't, you must have. If you get all these, you still don't take notice or put it down, I can't help you. Simple as that. I've got several clients call me up for advice. I give it to them. They won't take it. Well, that's up to them. Okay, now clearly I can't add any value, and that's quite frankly, it's too costly for the company to pay me to advise, spend time with guys who are going to a few hundred rand their account. But you've got a funded account, obviously not demo, and you've got 2.5 grand or more, you can contact me direct. If you're already in contact, of course, there's no point because you already have it. But just in case you don't, here we are. I get that as well, guys. Believe it or not, incredible, hey? Okay, there we are. So you got the contact details. So just put you on. Frightening, in fact, sometimes. Okay, it's popping up. Not quite sure why. I just hope this area is going to be respected. But the stop, again, I've got the stop out the way. I'll show you what I mean. Stops out the way up there. So if it takes that out, well, we've got a problem, Houston. We'll see what happens. Get the volumes right. If you do get stopped out as part of trading, it shouldn't cripple you. I got quite a seasoned trader WhatsApp me yesterday, and he took a short on the NAS and it bounced up on the ADP fundamental coming out, and it's really broken him in two. What's the answer to that? Clearly, it's grossly overexposed. You must get those volumes right. What is it about getting that budget volumes right that seems to be so beyond people? To me, it's blindly obvious. You go in too big and it goes against you, you're going to get hurt. Don't drive too fast. Drive in a proper zone. You know what I mean? And yeah, yes, we are. Till we tell you otherwise. It'll be CPI and the non-farms every single month until we notify otherwise. Yeah, I'll probably tomorrow morning. I'll probably just do a reminder on my VIP group. But we'll be doing it every month until otherwise. Okay, no problem there. But please get those sodding volumes right, guys. I beg of you. I don't want calls from guys said, I broke my account because I went into that trade idea of yours and I got stopped out or margin called. Well, no, that's not my fault. That's your fault. If you went and spent the month's the income in pick and pay, and now you can't pay the rent or buy food, don't be upset when your wife gives you a snot clot when you get home. You know what I mean? That's just, well, let's call a spade, bloody daft. It's crazy. Use some common sense. Yeah, go for it.
While we are still at that on that topic of people managing their volumes and so forth.
Yep.
I think most of us, we do go for minimum. And I think what we need to do is to reflect on the deals for the week. Maybe on a Friday, let's take time out. Let's see what happened to the deals for the week. Are we in or all of us are out? It looks like other people are in, others are out while we are doing the basics. We're not trying to do anything fancy. So if we're not going to learn, because as part of our training, we're supposed to keep some sort of a log in terms of the deals that we do. Have we checked whether indicators, have we done this, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, once we are kicked out or we make profit, we need to note lessons learned. So I think in this case, we are not really going through that full cycle. So maybe once a week on a Friday, let's accumulate all those trades that we did for a month. Maybe some of us, we are not doing it correctly so that we can learn, because we'll keep on doing it the same way as we did. It looks like other traders in the trading room are making some cash, others are losing out. And then while we're still on that, I just want to explain why we make losses on both strategy trades, because we buy and sell. So it's some sort of a hedge. So I can't just wrap my head around why, as it bounces up, the buy should be making profit, the loss should be making a loss. So why doesn't it cancel each other out as such? So those are my two contribution. I'm not trying to throw any mud at anybody, but I thought maybe let's have this particular discussion in terms of looking backwards for a week at least to see this is what I know the markets can go crazy and so forth, but we need to look at whether if we made something for that week or not. If not, it means we have to change some processes somehow to be able to still attract the necessary number of people that want to contribute to this forum. Thanks.
Well, I've heard probably in my time doing this some better ideas on here, but if I have, I can't remember when. That is about the best I've come across. I think that's absolutely, I'm going to say without overdoing it too much, yeah, bloody brilliant idea. Absolutely spot on. In fact, so good. Fridays, we're going to go through, first of all, always take pairs. We've got new trades. We're going to go through them. Non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Probably not.
Yeah,
you probably won't get a trade tomorrow. So, Friday, tomorrow. We'll try and make a habit on Fridays. I think it's an absolutely astoundingly good idea. Make a habit on Fridays, but tomorrow I think we'll have plenty of time to do it anyway, because I doubt we're going to get a trade out. Remember, trades take precedence. So we can spend time on that. An outstanding idea. And I also want to go over the straddle trade of why it's one hedge the other, why don't put a stop loss until afterwards, and what actually happens. And I need, quite frankly, I mean this, I need not just Farney and Chris Skippers and guys like that and Pietro. I need you, Gift, to come up with this stuff and interact, because what's happening is you're actually asking questions, I'm pretty sure, on behalf of others who are either too nervous to ask the question or didn't think of the question to ask in the first place. So I need this. It's desperate for this interaction to make me aware, because I'm assuming you know something you don't, or I don't know something you don't, or I don't know something you do. And that, go through the week's trades, because some will be, what do you do wrong? Or some is out of your control. You know, I mean, the market came up with something and we want to go over it. It's no good trying to learn, like you said the other day. What did we learn from that GBP trade we did about 2 weeks ago? And my answer is absolutely sod all, nothing at all, because nothing we did wrong. It just, the market jump on various facts came out beyond our control. I can't control some terrorist setting a bomb off in New York and then suddenly the market falls off. That's not your fault. If you're going short and it went long, or long and we go short, that's out of your control. So we can say, not my fault, that happened. I got the volumes right, which I will go on about, because I don't know what it is about it. People just don't seem to get it. They're doing ridiculous volumes. Don't. And then getting the right exposure is absolutely critical. And we'll go through the journal and where it went wrong and where we can learn from it. I think it's an outstandingly great idea. Thank you very, very much for your contribution. The only downside is you're not going to get a discount. Hard luck, mate. But very good. Thanks.
No, I get a discount from the.
Well, if you get better trades, that's your discount.
That's exactly. For the whole group, not only for me, so that if all of us are able to pull up each other, I think it will be quite much more worthwhile for people to attend the trading room.
Absolutely.
Like yesterday, there was a proposal on the GBP NZD, which I tracked since then, and it was like in the mind at some point. So probably we'll just reverse back and look at it today. I'm not preempting it. That's fine. Thanks.
100%. Absolutely 100%. Thanks. And remember, I always keep on, there's market noise as well, and it plays with your head. It really does play with your head. You notice I don't have my trades open in front of me. Check them now and again to modify so they're getting on. But if you stare at them all the time, you're up 100 Rand, you go to Pick and Pay, come back, now you're down. It plays with your head. Okay. And you expect the trade, especially when you start to go and you're immediately, we said get in at this one, it's EuroCAD, sorry. Do this one instead. Immediately expect to go in our favor. This one's a buy at 39. This is a EuroCAD, right? A sell at 39. That's popped up 20 pips. Now all the panic, rubbish trades. Give the trade a chance. We can't pick bottoms or tops. The bottom line is the stop loss is where you don't want it hitting. That's above the round figure 45. Pop up and down. Much as, hey, it's a brilliant trade. It's going in my favor. You quickly take the profit, and then you're taking profits too quickly. Holding on to loss is not going to do any favors. Let the noise take care. We've got a strategy, let it ride. If you get stopped out, so be it. If you're 30, 40 pips in profit, maybe get your stop loss to break even. If you're 20, 25 pips in profit, maybe reduce your stop loss by 20 pips, and you reduce your risk. You get the idea. That should be common sense as you're going along, but I can point it out just as a reminder. Okay, we'll do that once a week when we got time, but we'll have plenty of time tomorrow, so that'll be fine. Okay, but please, goodness gracious, what is about that? Don't go the same lot size, everything. What you do is you're working out the risk. If your risk is, let's say, make it a round figure of 1,000 Rand, when would you be risking 1,000 Rand? I would say when you got about 25K in your account. Okay. If you got about 10K in your account, you should be risking around about 500 Rand. So you got 10K in your account, your risk is 500 Rand. Well, you can't go for 0.05 because it'll take you over 500. You don't go for 0.01 because you're underexposed. You can see there 460, that fits it in. But if you've got 50 grand in your account and it says, well, it doesn't give you anything above 0.04, so I go for 0.04. I'm going to be rude here, guys. That's sodding stupid. If you can't work that out, you've got a problem. You got a problem, Houston. I mean, you extrapolate from there. You don't even need that. If it's 1 for 115, you're risking 1,000. You divide 115 to 1,000, comes up with a figure. It's probably about 0.08 off the top of my head. 0.09 will take you slightly over. So you got a choice, 8 or slightly over at 9. You can take your pick out of it. But guys will put in 0.01. It doesn't matter if it's the Dow, the gold, a share or whatever. It means they're just not thinking and wondering why they're not making money. When you have a world where you pay money to the people who are totally unskilled and uneducated, and they don't pay money to the skilled and educated, you'll do well. But in the meantime, till that occurs, you will not do well. Please, for goodness sake. And these ridiculous expectations are coming in by putting no effort, no work, no time, no money, and expect to get some sort of high return. No, you'll lose. Never mind getting a high return, you'll lose money. It's as simple as that. You've got to use some common sense. You know what I mean? I have taken trouble to practice my running. I've gone up against Usain Bolt in 100 meters, and I'm astounded I haven't beaten him. Well, of course I'm not going to beat him. Choose some common sense, guys, please. That's the biggest frustration we get. Okay. That might help a little bit. Going back to gift there, we discussed that. And if you can't catch on to what we're discussing, ask. And if you don't ask, still don't catch on, well, be it upon your head. I mean, you do need some common sense, and it's not brain surgery either. It just needs a bit of effort to come in. This get rich quick scheme, something for nothing, is where the scamsters come in and sell you it. You can't blame the scamster, you blame yourself. If you're crazy or daft enough to think you get something for nothing in this world, and a complete stranger is going to help you out, and your loved ones don't help you out, there's got to be something. There's got to be a catch. Use a bit of thought process. Right. Awesome idea. We all agreed on that. Reno, quick, what's your feeling on strength indicators? I don't take a lot of notes indicators because they tend to follow the price action. I'll give an example. That has gone up from there to there. So what do you think the strength indicators are going to tell you? Weak or strong? Clearly, it's going to be strong, isn't it? Obviously. You know, it follows the price action. You're not going to say all the indicators are looking very weak, which has gone up over the last week, all that. It's all going to say, you know, registration's going to be up near the 70 or whatever. Stochastic, the MACDs are all going to say strong buy. They're all going to say strong buy. Well, of course they would, because it's gone up. That what you need to be keeping an eye on. You use it if you like. People do reverse, what do you call it? Reverse. I've got the word now because I hardly ever use them. Reverse and negative, and positive. I can't think of the right word now. But anyway, the point is the price action is dictated immediately when you look at the candle. You might not see much in a daily or a weekly simply because it's a slow mover. You've got to zoom out. How do you zoom out? Go to 15-minute, and it can tell you, you can see a bit clearer what the hell's going on. Now you see on the 15-minute, when you look at the time, it's 9:49. So that candle is 4 minutes old. Common sense, 4 minutes old. And you can see from that point of view, the price action is starting to come off a little bit at the moment. But such a short period of time, that's just noise. It can't tell you really very much. But you can see some sort of movement on the price action by looking at the movement of the candle. When you're looking for confirmation of a bounce of a Fibonacci or a support or resistance, you might want a 15-minute, depending on volatility, or an hour. You're going to make your mind up how quick is the movement by looking at the previous history of that specific instrument or symbol to say whether the confirmation, it has bounced, I'll take the trade. Okay, those sort of things are really not particularly taxing on the old cranial, you know what I'm saying? And most of it is not. What is taxing is the up and down movements, because it taxes your psyche and the emotion involved with real money. That's your biggest problem. And because there's so many millions of people who are amateur traders in the market now, collectively they make quite a large number of rands or dollars, a big figure. Their emotions interfere with the price action sometimes. And that's why you get a lot of irrational movements at times, to be honest, as well. So yeah, it's a lot of it's amateurs playing the game. But they're still the biggest by far institutions, so rationale usually takes out. That's why, again, it's sometimes we have enough money to a decent wider stop to overcome the noise, which you cannot afford, unfortunately, small amounts. If you have wider stops, most of the times you can't trade because you'll be overexposed. I'm telling you again, if you got 400 or 500, 600 rand in your account just to start, you want to add late, just find what's going on, I have a problem. If you think that's all you've got and you can make money from it, I'm afraid you're going to wake up and smell the roses. You are seriously undercapitalized. You know, no common sense. You haven't got the money. You can't trade without having the capital. It's like you can't go in business without the capital. I'm opening a business of 500 rand. I'm not going to be competing with Pick and Pay anytime soon. You get the idea. Should be common sense, but we want something for nothing, and we fool ourselves and we lie to ourselves. We can do it. No. And of course, the guy selling is going to promise you all sorts of things because obviously, I mean, if I'm selling a Mercedes Benz, I'm going to tell you it's a wonderful car. I'm not going to say it's bloody awful. Go and buy a Toyota, am I? Clearly, common sense should come in. Please think. We'll help you, but you need to use a bit of common sense, please. Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, the euro dollar, if you're taking it, if you haven't, again, remember, guys, don't put a sell stop in to get a worse price. Go to market. If it says you've got to like the trade. If you don't like it, don't do it. If you haven't got the money, don't do it. If you haven't got enough free margin, don't do it. But if you have it and you like the trade and it says do it at 38 and it's now 55 on the bid, well, you get a 70 pips better price. What a pleasure. Go for it. Hope that all makes sense. If you can't grab these basics, I'm be honest with you, forget trading. It ain't going to be for you. It's like I can't work out 10 and 10 is 20 without grabbing a calculator, then maybe mathematics as your career might be not a good idea. You get the idea. I want to study medicine, but I can't understand what that stethoscope is. And maybe medicine's not for me. I can't, you know, I'm one-legged. It might not be a good idea to become a football star. You know what I mean? Okay. So EuroCAD, we got a few open trades. Let's discuss a few things going into the next couple of days. Bear in mind, I've got a couple of trades you can look at if you like, but two of them do involve the USD. I think it's Pietro, don't you see at the moment? Has he joined us? He came up the GBPUSD. I quite like that trade. I will discuss in a moment. So is he there? No, he's not here at the moment. He's probably busy, seeing a client or whatever. My only problem is just be aware. I know it's jobless claims will come in today. That's got some importance. It comes every week. But remember, the non-farms could give everything else a change of shift. It could weaken or strengthen the dollar. What do I think? I don't know. Nobody knows. And rather they say I don't know than give you a thought process, which is just a guess. We do not know. It could be any bloody thing. So rather don't preempt. That's why we have a straddle trade. But that's why if you want to do a dollar one, be aware we got a fundamental. If it screws it up, it's not my fault. You took that risk into account. If it does you a big favor, you make a quick buck. Remember, the bigger the risk, the more the luck, the quicker the money. But you can't have a lot of money with no risk. You're risk averse. You can't do this. This is risk. But you can't make a big profit. You know what I'm saying? You can't have money risk without the reward. You can't have reward without the risk. Sorry. Okay, again, you should be unbelievably blindly obvious, but clearly people don't always see that, so I've got to point it out. Right, okay, and don't try and learn this in 5 minutes. It's not going to happen. It's an ongoing process. I learned from you, and I'm doing it for a few years. You get the idea. Okay, where were we? EuroCAD, we discussed those. Oh, yeah. Non-farms, I do the trading session. Again, I beg of you, please, if you don't know how to do the straddle trade, come in at 2. If don't come in at 20 past, don't want to have time to teach the straddle trade, the mechanics of it. And also, if you've got a demo account, nothing else, don't join us. There's only 100 seats we're making available. We can make more. We decided to make for serious people who want to take this seriously and not faff around like a computer game. So if you've got a demo, don't join us. You could be taking the seat of someone who's stuck on the road and wants to join, so maybe 10 past, quarter past, can't get in. And they've got a funded account. And when I say a funded account, 300-400 rand is not a funded account. I've had a lot of guys on live chat getting quite argumentative with me on that. And then I give up and say, okay, you do what you want to do. but it's not worth it for us, the broker. It's certainly not worth my time to look after that person. The cost of me being employed to look after that person justify any brokerage on that minute sum of money. You're on your own there, mate. And quite frankly, good luck, because the chances of undercapitalized are pretty small. So if you want to waste your time, you can. Don't waste mine. To be brutally honest, I'm having to get that way, get through to people. So if you've got some money you can, that'll be a lot, but not 300 or 400. Going to cut it. Use some common sense. You need capital. Please join us, and we'll try and help you. Okay. The signal oil for a buy. Yes. Oil for a buy. We'll go back to it. We'd use Brent. I don't know. I could use WTI, I suppose. If we 85.70. It came off to the round figure of 85. Well, that happened, but the stop is right out of the way. Got a wide stop, so not a panic. And it seems to have held the 85 to bounce up. If you didn't take the trade, and you want to take it and you like it, you're getting a better price. So yeah, go for it. It means your risk is not going to be the same, obviously. So don't say you can't use the signal risk. You've got to work it out yourself. Look at this. It says you there quite clearly. It says when it comes up eventually. By the way, my fiber's been sorted at long last. Thank goodness. Okay. Yeah, it says 85 on 85.70. Well, that says 85.35. So it's going to be, I don't know, probably about 70 or 75. You'll have to work it out. So you can go with a slightly bigger position because you're getting a better price. It's anything about that people can't see, because it worries me when they can't get that. That makes sense. If you're getting a better price, that figure will be lower and that figure will automatically be higher. Is anything about that that's rocket science to people? You know what I'm saying? If you buy it at 10 rand, you sell it for 20, you're going to make a bigger profit than if you buy it at 15 or sell it for 20. I thought it'd be obvious, but some people it's not there. I don't know. It just floors me, actually. Okay. I have some more complicated stuff I get, but that should be, that's 10-year-old stuff.
Okay, Roger, Roger, sorry about that, but I haven't received that trade signal as well as
no,
this is,
hang on a minute there. Hang on a minute. Thank you, Fardy. I'm bloody sure I posted. Just check a second. If I haven't, I'm full sorry about that.
It was posted at 8:49, Roger.
Oh, you're a star. Thank you.
On
So
your
thank
cheat sheet,
goodness
thank
for that, because otherwise I was going to get a virtual kick up the backside from Farney. Yes, it is. I've checked. It was posted. So Farney, you're lucky because I happen to be a glasses salesman, an optometrist on my sideline, and I've got a special price for you, pair of glasses to check there for you. I'm just teasing, but just teasing, but
sorry, but it is not on MT5. I tried.
Oh, it's not an MT5. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's definitely not on MT5. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay,
Because
right. Gotcha. Sorry to interrupt. Gotcha. It's the 4 signals today have been on the QT WhatsApp VIP group, and some of those signals we have various groups send out. And if you haven't received on the MT5, you weren't part of that group, it might be sent out to the Botswana group, Nigerian group, or Zimbabwe group, or somebody else's group, but it wasn't sent out to everybody. So I don't know what was sent out to everybody. That's done by the company, but I do know what's sent out my VIP group, which I've mentioned because I post them myself. And the ones that posted on the VIP group were all 4, was the Brent, the AUD, CHF, the CAD JPY, and the EuroCAD. Okay, sometimes there might be a trade sent out to another groups, but I was a bit iffy with it and I wouldn't post it on mine. And then you wouldn't receive the VIP group. And I could be wrong. It took off on that one and I didn't post it, one of those things. But I know it wasn't sent to all of them weren't sent to all groups. So, but guys in the VIP have received all of them. I hope that all clear now. Thanks for bringing it up, Farney, by the way. Any question on that? Are we all clear? Because this is important.
thank you, sir. No, I just want to make sure my self
dude.
ran
Oh,
dead on me while
No, you must. I don't want to embarrass you, Farley, but you're invaluable here. The only problem is I'm not paying you to be here. That's the trouble. So you're doing it for free. Thanks very much. Very philanthropic, but you're invaluable. You point out stuff which are important and we need to check. So now we've cleared that issue up. The guy VIP received, some guy drifted around different groups would have received, but most of the guys on 500 rand, or I think $50, I think, or whatever, or less, occasionally receive one, but mostly never, because they haven't got enough money. Look at this one. If a guy's got 500 rand, he can't take the trade because he'd be about 18%. exposure. He hasn't got enough money, so they won't be sent. And quite frankly, I'm being horribly honest. The guy with 300 or 400 rand is wasting our time. A lot of brokers won't touch you. I had one guy, 100 rand, got a bit sort of snappy with me because I said, you can't train it. Oh, yes, I can, blah, 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 blah. If you have that, and I said, well, you can't. Well, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. I don't want to be nasty to the guy, but I nearly burst out laughing. Who the hell wants your business? Nobody wants your business. You're a bloody nuisance. And trust me, most brokers won't touch you. You try to go on IG, they'll think you take the piss. You know what I mean? No, you're a nuisance. It's like going in and taking up a salesman time to buy a 5 rand product. It's a hassle. You know what I mean? So please, you need to understand these things. And it should be blindly obvious, but it ain't. And that's what worries me. Okay, I'm being a bit straightforward here because trying to get it through. You know, we work together, but it's a give and take situation. Can you give me a full hour Zoom time to teach me how to trade? And he puts on the demo account. I mean, you know, yeah, I'll do it, but you pay me by the hour. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm a bit harsh, but I don't know. I've tried every other way to get it through, but that's what's happening. Okay, right. Brent, we discussed. There we are. That's done. We did other trades. Some might have got it, but I'll do them anyway. The CAD JPY was a trade sent out for, and if anybody attended the trade room is automatically a platinum group, never mind VIP, where they got 1 rand or 1 million. The fact you take the top of the trade, learn it properly and being professional enough to trade. I wish more people did it. We'd have a less hassle with guys doing silly mistakes, which you can do something about. So you're automatically on it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so here we are, CAD JPY. 108.35 was the buy. It's about 1 pip above that on the buy at the moment. 115 rand a micro. If you like it, you haven't received it. There you are. You can take it. I hope you can see that. You can buy the market. TP is 110, stop loss 107.45, and it's 115 rand a micro. You can do the maths from there. Have you all got that?
Roger.
Yeah, go for it.
I see that we got quite a lot of confidence in terms of the strength of the CAD.
Yeah,
because we still have some other trades for NZD and AUD against the CAD, where we bet that the CAD is going to increase.
I think I know where you're going with this. Good point.
Very badly, and I see we still have some confidence in the CAD that is going to strengthen. Now we are taking it up against the JPY. Yeah. What's the thinking behind this confidence in the CAD?
Okay, good question. Before I come to that, I thought you'd mention something else. Don't forget, guys, don't overexpose in one currency. If I give you 5 trades on the CAD Euro, CAD JPY, CAD NZD, CAD AUD, CAD USD, CAD CHF, be wary of that because you're overexposing the CAD. So let's say you're risking 500 rand per trade and you're taking 6 trades in the CAD. You're actually risking 3,000 rand on the CAD. If you go right, what a pleasure. If you go wrong, the CAD can come back and bite. So just bear that in mind. Okay, now why I think the CAD is still strong, because despite Justin Trudeau, which well, won't go to politics, anyway, it is still a strong economy. It's got enormous amount of natural resources, and one of them is oil. Oil's come off. That's why we got a bit of a pullback on the Canadian. We've gone long on Brent. We didn't do TFTI very much, but oil's oil. So we've gone long in it. So I think after that pullback, oil strengthening, and I think without even looking at the charts, I think the Canadian should get more strength. It wasn't a strong zone. It's at the bottom area of the strong zone, maybe the slightly upper end of the middleweight, but I think it's going to move back into the strong weight again. Okay, the dollar's come off a bit for various reasons. I think a lot of it's trading, profit taking as well as other aspects. The ADP came out yesterday at 2:15 and rescued a lot of the gold guys who are looking a little bit iffy on the gold. Now they got up, hope they took their profit on the gold. And I think the dollar could be a little bit overbought now. Oh, sorry, oversold now. And I think could strengthen a little bit, depending on the weekly and more important tomorrow. That could change it on the non-farms. Don't forget. So from that point of view, I do see some Canadian strength coming back in. The Japanese yen, we left it alone yesterday because of government intervention. But as it's happened before, it's not the first time it's happened where they weaken or strengthen the yen depending on the situation, and they buy or sell a very, very large amount to push it. But you get a sudden spike on it, and then it starts going back in the same direction of the trend. which happened on the dollar yen. It went right down to 147, then went up back up to 149. There is now, I've looked, but you get the idea. So that is why I thought, hang on, we can start looking at the yen again, because overall it's still weak. That's why they had to intervene in the first place. Why didn't they intervene? The reason why they're intervening, because it is weak. And technically speaking, on the daily, sorry, just let this guy in. It came back and it seemed to be respecting over the last couple of days, including the intervention on Tuesday, the 50-day moving average, plus it's in the buy zone. And as you can see, the buyers are defending it. So we thought round about the 30, 35 mark, we saw some upside. That's the reason why we went for this particular one. We can look at the next one in a moment, but that was the reasoning behind it. Again, Gift, you're a star. These are brilliant questions, and we need more people to ask these kind of questions. Why? And if I can't come up with a good answer, my credibility is shot. You know what I mean? Oh, because it looked like a good idea at the time, or it was a bit low. Well, you're going to start questioning my credibility to be a trading advisor. You know what I mean? That's not good enough. You know what I mean? I've got to have a proper reason why. And that's absolutely on board why you ask. We've got to be open on to each other. That's why I say, if I don't know, I'll bloody well tell you. What I'm selling here is my credibility. I believe in honest integrity. It's an exam I had to take, and I take it seriously. If I sound harsh, it's for your sake. You don't want some mealy-mouthed, polite, slogan bloody quoting person who hasn't a clue what he's talking about, which seems to be the norm. You want someone, hopefully, who has some credibility. It does and goes in the same with you guys on that. So that is the reason behind it. Are we clear on that, everybody? Gift as well? Are we good with that? A rather loudmouth. Thank you. Loudmouth guy who's got some credibility and a polite, sweet guy, doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Okay, good. Not that I'm the #1 strategist in the world, far bloody from it, but still. Okay. But I know some of these YouTube, Instagram guys can tell you that now, especially make you put in $100 and you're standing beside a Rolls Royce. Nonsense. Okay. Okay. So that's that one. If you like it, we'll go to the next one. You're a CAD. Again, we've done the CAD. If you're overexposed in the CAD on NZD or whatever, you might be careful of getting too many on the CAD for that reason. Clearly, now we're buying the CAD. So in this one, the base currency is the euro. So we're doing a sell on this one. By selling it, we're selling the euro. We're buying the CAD. Occasionally, guys, we might have a trade buys the CAD, another one sells it, or buys a Japanese or a pound or even sells another one. Because we're selling the pound, let's say, against a very strong currency, and we're buying it against a very weak. There could be that. But normally, if we're selling the pound or the euro, we're selling it, we're buying the other one. But just in case you see that contradiction, so we're going forward. So it's bounced up quite a bit. Like the Canadian, I think it's now oversold. I think some strength will creep back in it. We're now on the support level here. Hence, we thought we saw a sell. What is the problem? As you can see, we'll put the signal up here. If you didn't get it, didn't do a bit of a favor, because now you can do it at a better price. Okay, it's now a sell at 56, so that's 17 pips away. If you're not in, you can take it at a better price. Clearly, the risk, I don't know what it is, you have to work it out, probably 80, 85 instead of 100, I don't know. But the point is, you can go in, work out your risk reward, and you can go in at market. If it's moving quickly, once you've worked out your volume, you can press the sell or buy button, depending on where the trade you expect to go, and put your stop loss and TP in afterwards. Don't be faff around putting your SL and TP in, and it's moving 10 pips in your direction. By the time you place the order, it's come off 10 pips. So what I'm trying to say by that, let's say you're going to EUR CAD, you worked out your volume, whatever it happens to be, and you think it's a sell. Click the sell button, and then you go to modify, and you click on modify, and you put in your stop loss and TP afterwards. If it's a fast moving market, if it's not, well, you put in straight away if you want. Just a little tip there if you'd not thought of that. Yeah, so if you like it and you want to sell it, I'm still happy with the trade. You can go for it, and there we are, better price. The other one,
Roger,
go for it.
I think one other thing that supports the reasoning for a bullish view on the CAD, is the fact that the CAD is also underpinned by the oil price. So there's a deal that we say we need to buy crude. So I think when you combine these two, they do support each other, because CAD is definitely reliant on the oil price as well.
Not
if the
totally, it's a
oil
lot
price
about
goes up,
resources, but
that goes up.
to a
Yeah.
certain extent, yeah. I mean, for instance,
To a
like
certain extent.
Merck and BMW and Audi and Volkswagen are big in Germany, Toyota, etc., big in Japan. But there are other aspects involved. But yeah, the oil's a big deal. But they do have they have a lot of resource there. It's a bigger country in America, and yet they've got a fraction of the population. So it's a lot of resource, etc. And yes, you're absolutely right. Mainly Alaska, actually. That's America, isn't it? Sorry, beg your pardon. But they do have oil there, yeah. Okay, and I believe they have gold there as well. But anyway, there's a lot of natural resources there, yeah. And they use themselves, not like Africa, where somebody else came up and exploited and used it. But that's a touchy subject. We'll move on. Okay, the other one was okay, AUDCHF. Okay, AUDCHF. This one here was a sell at 58. What was that there? 21. I'll bring it up now. If you haven't received that one, well, you're showing it to you now. It's more or less the same price. It's come off a tiny little bit, but not much to worry about. If you like that one, the only problem with this one for a lot of guys is 165 Rand a micro. If you go in now, it'll be about 170 Rand a micro. So you cannot do this trade if you've got less than 2 grand, because 1 micro will be overexposed. So this is another one where you need capital. If you've got a grand, 500, 1,000, 1,200, you cannot do the trade. You'll be overexposed. Well, you can, but I'm suggesting you don't. But this is another one you can work on 170 if you go in now. It's dropped slightly below it, but what's it say? 21. It's now at 19, a couple of pips below. So yeah, well, figures are roughly the same. So there you are. Those are trades, all for them. Thank you again, finally, for pointing that out. There they are. If you missed them, I'll put them up again. There's the 4 trades if you like them. Right. I'm going to move on now from that to look at a couple which are one was pointed out to me yesterday, and I said I liked it. We'll look at it again this morning. Point out to me, I think about 5:30, 6 o'clock last night by Pietro. Don't he's here at the moment. Right, this is a sell. I hope everyone can see why it's a sell immediately. The 10-day, the magenta one has been respected. Pound is weak, and I do believe the dollar's going to get some strength. The only fly in the ointment on this one is the weekly jobless claims coming up in 4 hours, 20 minutes time. And of course, the big boy tomorrow at 2:30. Okay, of that apart, I see a short on this one. If you are not worried about the fundamentals, you're okay with them, there's one you can look at. Remember, you've got a few trades out, you've got 4 out, as we mentioned there. Make sure you've got enough free margin. You might think it's a beaut, but if you don't have enough free margin, you can't take the trade. Last thing you want is margin called, because you've got 5 or 6 trades out, 5 Rand margin, free margin in your account. Suddenly come off in tandem, maybe only 15 pips or something small, but that cumulative means you're 2 or 3 margin called. Now you're not a happy chappy. Bear that in mind. Don't come up and say to us and waste our time saying, oh no, we're scammers. We took your money off and no near the stop loss, because we won't say it, but I'm going to say it to you. You trade without a clue what you're doing. If you don't know about margin call, you shouldn't be trading it. You need to know about the free margin. That's what the classes are for. I failed my medical degree. Why is that? Oh, the medical course is rubbish. Did you look at it? I can't communicate with a person like that. You get the point. Okay. Hope I'm not being too cruel and nasty there, but it's got to be understood, you know. Okay, I'm not paying you. Why not? Well, you never pitched up to work. Oh no, you're picking on me. Well, no, I'm not paying you. Never pitched up to work. Common sense, I would have thought. Okay, so anyone like have got enough money? I seriously think there might be a possibility of it. Bearing in mind, you got to the meat on the bones on this one is limited unless you go back in time. Because remember, if you take the previous low, which is actually today, it's only what about 100 pips away. If you go back to these details there, you're talking back February this year. If you take that as a TP, you're talking about February this year, which is what about October, 8 months ago. But we'll look at the 4 hourly. It seems to be holding on the 4 hourly. Does anybody think it's a risk worth taking? If we take it down here, if you wanted to, maybe a scalping trade. I think Pietro mentioned yesterday on the WhatsApp, they contact me, maybe doing shorter term scalping trades. You want scalping trade, remember, you've got to be slightly wider than the prop guys because you have costs involved where they don't. So we can't do a 20 pip scalp, but we can still do a 50, 60, a minimum 50, preferably 60. So if you see, let's have a look at stop up here. That's it's not going to work. Stop up there ain't going to work. No, we have to look around about there's your TP. If you look down, there's your TP. You can maybe squeeze it. Anyone want to do it, or do you want to leave it? What's your say on this one? Megan, please, can you mute yourself? You've got a background noise. Megan, please mute yourself. Background noise. Okay, anybody want to do this? They're not listening to me. I'm going to mute you all. If you want to speak, give finally, just let me know and I'll unmute. Just remember, please mute. Okay, if you're not interacting. Anyone enough free margin, not over committed, want to do this one? And that's a very good point. Actually, a good point. I forgot to mention that. The other issue might be if not much movement. Thank you, Edwin. That's why we need a family group here, like Give, Farley, Edwin, these guys who come in and point this out. Because I missed that. A very good point. Just bear in mind the volume might slow down going to the big one tomorrow, especially on the USD and gold. Bear that in mind. Very good point. Thank you. Okay, we'll wait on that. Another one I looked at was a GBP CAD. You might think we're overexposing the CAD. Only one, that's the only reason. But I think the GB CAD is also a sell. I like this also a sell, but you might have 4 or 5 CADs open. You might be overexposing the CAD. But other than that, if that's another one. So if you're not overexposing the CAD, you got enough free margin and you like the trade. It's not a dollar one, as you can see. Maybe like to sell this one. Stop above. Tell you what the stop would be now. Be above the 200 clearly. Yeah, put a stop up there somewhere and you can take it down there somewhere. Maybe there. Anyone like the look of this trade? Providing you're not overexposing the CAD and you got enough free margin. And remember, this will be affected slightly. All of them will, but not the same extent as the NAS, the share. Well, the shares where they open afterwards, but the gold and the dollar tomorrow. But you haven't got enough free margin. Okay, I'm fine, no problem. That means you haven't got much money, guys. I mean, you might have 200 grand in your account. But if you got 190 on the market, well, you're overexposed. That's only 10 grand free margin because you have big upside positions, clearly. It just means you can't go for the trade. And don't suddenly say, well, I'll get out of that one to go in this one. That's not a good idea because that's Murphy's Law kicking in. The one you went into didn't work out. The one you closed will work out. Careful of Murphy's Law. But that's fair comment. Anyone want to do this, or everyone got the same issue with overexposed the CAD or not enough free margin? Because I got another trade idea if you don't like this, but I'll tell you what, we'll come back to that. Another one, I think, unless you're still in it, I think most people are out the Euro CHF. I still see downside on this one. Only problem is it just seemed to get going. It's the only thing I don't like about it. It's not getting going. Yeah, it's not really, it's a daily chart. Nah, leave it. Not enough meat on the bones. You don't be stuck in something trying to make 20 pips over a week. You know what I mean? It's like working for 10 rand a day. It's not worth it. Okay, so if you want a GBP CAD, you got it like the preempted I just mentioned, let me know. We'll go back, put up the calculator for you. All right, sorry guys, but you've done quite a bit of talking. Leave gold alone for the time being. If you managed to get out all right in the profit, I think most of the guys did do, I hope they did, who attend the trading room and kept in touch with me. Bit of damage limitation, leave it for now. I think 1800 unless drastic is going to hold, and then we can look at something. There's a couple of stuff coming up later on in the month which we can look at to take advantage of, but I've got it down my diary to mention it, but not right now to confuse everyone. We can look at that later on. Okay, right, so anything on the moment you want to discuss regards trading or indicators or moving averages, or haven't got my number and you have enough money, you want to become a member of my VIP group and need more information on it? Where do you get the information on the share or on a symbol, basically, or anything like that, or even some sort of strategy idea, which we've got some moments now discuss before we look back at our other trades? We can do it. Let's give you a moment to think on that. Sorry, Gift. One other thing on this, I'm pretty sure I remember, just in case I don't, tomorrow, remind me as a belief about going over the trades for the week and where people went wrong. We are guys making losses on winning trades. We've got to stop that. If you make a loss on losing trade, well, so be it. But we will clear that up. So please remind me. Oh, I'm muted. Beg your pardon. Thank you. My ex-wife used to say that to me. I wish I could mute you.
Roger, can you go back to the straddle trade? Why?
Oh, yeah.
I cannot just wrap my head around the fact that you lose both buy and sell. I thought they should offset each other, but
No.
the NFP that we did and the CPI, we because it was moving so the range was not big enough. It was 10 points above and 10 points below. So it actually both were brought into trade. So as it kept on bouncing up and down, we were basically losing on both. So in my mind, I was like, because it's a hedge, you should be able to lose money on one while making money on the other one, but we're losing on both. So I can't just understand how it comes.
Okay.
Both.
It's okay. Well, first of all, one hedge the other, they're both filled in. The problem is you haven't got to buy and sell at the same price. So one's 10 above and one's 10 below. And the other aspect, if you get a whiplash, a factory pops up and pops down, you're both filled in. It might go, which one you're going to join? It comes off further, you'll close that. So that gap between the entry there and you're closing higher up, obviously that was your built in. If you don't close either of them, and let's say you're down X rand, because obviously the gap between the buy and the sell, if you're down X rand, until you close one of them, it'll stay the same. It will change slightly over the period of days because of swap fees. But in theory, let's say you're down 500 rand, it won't change, because if you gain on one, you lose exactly the same on the other one. If you're gaining on the sell and so you're losing 500 rand on the sell and not getting back on the buy, there's something wrong with the system, because it's hedge. It's like putting on red and black in the casino. You won 100 rand the red, but you lost 100 rand the black, or vice versa. So what happens when you're getting them both filled? You've got to wait to see if you can get a direction, which didn't happen the last one. We had to wait. In fact, after 3 o'clock, I think it was nearly 4 or 5 o'clock when I got some direction, because the whole world market didn't know where it was going. Even the NAS, everything was just all over. I didn't know where the hell it was going until I got a direction. I closed, I think it was the buy. Didn't really matter. I closed one of them, and I got some action out of the one I didn't close. And what happened was I had damage limitation. So I rescued a large. I think that's still a slight knock, but I rescued most on that basis. Okay. Now, does that make sense? And because of that hedging effect, because that's why I don't put a stop loss in on the straddle trade, because if it goes in the buy and then clicks down the sell and pops up and down, the sell hedges the buy, etc., until you decide to close one once you get direction. Then you're the damage limitation. It's happened 2, maybe 3 times the last few months. Most of the time it hasn't happened. So you're working on the percentage basis that you do win most of the time. The problem is when you don't, obviously it's your first time. It's a human aspect of confidence a bit shot, much as a human comes where you go into big. When you've had a couple of successful ones, you think it's a quick, easy buck. You borrow money, put a lot in and go and overexpose. This one, you get the whiplash and now you're disappointed. Happened to one guy, actually, that I know of because he told me. But that's how it works. You buy above and down. The only other question is maybe you feel the 10 pips is too close. You could do a 20. The problem with that, if it takes the 20 above and below, you can have a wider gap between the two. So you've got more to make up once you close one of them. So there's no such thing as 100% hit. I'm tempted to stick with the 10. But if you want to go even Steven, say 15 above, 15 below, you feel comfortable with that, Fardy and that, who know what the hell I'm talking about, basically, or Brian, or I don't know, people who know exactly the matter I'm on about, maybe we'll change over the 15 when I do the strategy tomorrow. And the other thing is we need to pick a pair, which you guys do it democratic. Which one should we use? I think we'll leave the Japanese yen out of it this time. We'll try something else. Maybe the AUD, I don't know. But we need it. What do you vote on? We'll do the dollar against what? Won't be the Swiss.
USD.
Euro USD. Here's your choice. Euro USD, pound dollar, NZD, or make it now leave the NZD. AUD, pound, or euro. We'll leave the rest. Which one do you want? We've got €1 going. It's an auction here, boy.
Nothing against. Come on, gents.
Come on, come on. Whip up some
Traders,
action
come
here.
on.
Come on. Euro USD got 2. I want to do the GBP ZAR. Anyone backing me on that? 0. Okay then. I must have my little silly comment. No. Do you know what they say in the UK? Don't act your age, act your shoe side. And I wear size 10 shoes. That's why I do these infantile adolescent comments sometimes. I do, excuse me. I'm going to my second childhood. Well, Euro USD it is. Okay, we'll do the Euro USD. Okay, if you want to do the gold, you want to do the NAV, do the Dow, we'll do what you bloody well like once you know what you're doing, but I'll be using that as my strategy trade tomorrow. Okay, right, next one. What do you think, guys? Should we stick with 10 pips above and below, or do you want to do 15 or 20? What do you reckon? $10. I think Antonio knows what I mean. If you do 15, neither might be filled, or one might be filled a bit later. If it shoots up 50, you're going to make 30 instead of 40 pips. You get the idea. So just when you give something, we'll see who takes something, you got to give something in return. Okay, we'll stick to 10. There we are. The major thing to worry about, to be honest, is the whiplash effect occurs when it comes virtually the same. 170 is expected jobs being added. Don't say it's 169 or 171. That doesn't really make much difference. But if it's round about the same, we have a problem boosting. The market doesn't know what to make of it. Had the CPI and I think this one as well last time. When it's the same, that's your worst scenario. I can't control that. Don't look at me, mate. What do I think? It's irrelevant what I think, because I don't know. You might not, but you might. The thing is, the whole idea about the 15 guys is like Giff mentioned. It might shoot up and now you're in both. Didn't quite get to the 15. If it shoots up 12 and then shoots down 12, your buy and sells now filled. You can then all you do, if you weren't filled, you can close them both. You're not on board. Now we've got to do damage limitation. We've got a problem. That's the only reason why I discussed the reason why may make it 15. But that's what I say. But if you want to take the safer route, you're cutting down, they might not get filled and less profit. You can't have something for nothing, guys. You got to admit, if you can, you know what I mean? That is the point. It's like putting a buy limit or sell limit in. You might get a better price, but then you might not get filled and it hits TP, you're not on board. You've got to give something to get something. I know worldwide, the last percent of the population is still looking for the holy grail of getting something for nothing. They are the scam artist fodder. And that's, to me, quite frankly, social media a lot of the time. Phenomenal promises out there which cannot possibly be fulfilled. Over promising and delivering. Common, especially in this business, I tell you, usually by amateurs. Okay, Neo, good to have you. Hope to get you again. Hope we haven't frightened you off. You need to come in. Don't forget, you won't know how to play the piano in 5 minutes. You won't fly solo in 5 minutes. We won't learn this in 5 minutes. I'm driving a car on that. Okay, right. So we will do that then. Okay. 10 pips, you're $1. Going, gone. Right, sorted. Right, let's have a look at our trades then. See if any good news out there. We have a couple there. I hope the NAS comes to the party. Remember, a very wide stop. The ADP kicked the NAS north, which got the guys out of goals. There's always every cloud has a silver lining, you know, the old cliche. So it got the guys out of goal, was looking very iffy, and most guys got out with a couple of bucks. That's fine. Right, hovering around there. We've got a high stop out the bloody way, so hopefully we might get some downside and rescue on that one. Let's look at a couple of other ones. GBP CAD, I think that did well. Modified stop loss. Hope guys took profit on it. If you didn't, you might have got a problem. 66.10 was stopped out. Okay, so right, the CAD came off in symbol of the dollar. So if you didn't modify your stop loss, you hit your stop loss. If you did, you should have made a couple of bucks on it. NZD CAD, same position. Oh, AUD CAD, virtually stopped out of that one on a modified stop. It nearly got to the TP, and then it started reverse. So I got stopped out in the profit. I'm out of that now. The original stop was 87.70. I hadn't quite got there, I don't think, but you should all have been the trade room guys who joined with a modified and would all be out of that one at a profit. What else have we got there? NZD CAD was another one, stopped out in the profit. If you didn't stop, you might have taken a knock on the pullback of the CAD and simply with a dollar. Yeah, because I think I took the profit around about these levels. I can't remember, but I'm out of that one. I took a profit. If you didn't, 81.55, you're stopped out in a nice loss. So again, some guys found the signals, made money on them. You made money if you modified. If you didn't, you wouldn't have. And that's the journal aspect we'll be chatting about tomorrow. It's a very professional gift if you do keep a journal. Most people don't, but it's professional. Okay. Yeah, if the guy didn't modify, they took a knock on most of them. If they did modify, they turned those trades were winners. Okay. Right. So we'll leave those alone. That's finitoed. Move down onto the next lot here. Brent, we just got in this morning. Any recovery? I should look at the first one here. It was the AUDCHF. Any recovery on it? A sell coming to the party. Not much. It's coming to the party. Good. Brent. Start to move, hopefully in the right direction. Let's see if we can come to the party on that one. We've got a wide stop. Don't forget. So don't panic on it. You got your volumes right. If you haven't, you're going to get a smack on the knuckles. CAD-JPY. We've got a buy on that one, couple of pips down, but it's on a 15-minute chart, guys. Hopefully it'll come right. And Euro CAD was a short, 44.38. Not bit. Okay, that was one to give us a bit of jip, but hopefully it'll come to the party. Okay, we'll see how they work out. Okay, guys, anything else you'd like to talk about? We all know the straddle trade. If you're not if you haven't got enough money or you're in a demo account, not much point. But anybody want to join me tomorrow and want to do a quick one on the straddle trades, at least you're armed when you join me at 2 tomorrow. Anyone got enough money? You know, not that's enough money, but I mean, you know, you want to join, you got a funding there and need a bit of explanation. I've got a few minutes to explain it, and then at least you got some idea at 2 o'clock tomorrow when you're coming in. Let me know if you don't. Well, I've done that before. Anyone not know it? Time's going. It's getting near the release. Oh, I don't know it. Well, why didn't you tell me 10 minutes before? Now I can't show you. So if those are going to join me tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I can show you quickly. If you all know how to do it, well done. Fantastic. I won't bother because no point. Bore you. It doesn't take that long to say, I don't understand, please show. Doesn't take half an hour. So you all understand it. Good stuff. Okay. All right, guys. Any other questions? Good to have you, Jacques, there. Any questions? We chat about a couple of things that you mentioned something yesterday. I think that was you, not Pietro. I think it was about the GBP USD. I like the trade. I think it was you. Yeah, I like the trade. I think a lot of guys either too many open trades, can't take it, or a bit worried about tomorrow's. But other than that, I did like your trade. Thanks for your suggestion. Nothing wrong with your trade idea, just other aspects came into it. Why? Guess you was thought it was Jacques. I remember now, yeah. Trimming to the wrong person, beg your pardon. Any questions, guys? You've all got my number, that you know, we've got, obviously you don't have to have my number, you've got no money, or you're on the demo, but if you've got some money, I haven't got my number, I'll post it again. All got economic calendar, all got the dollar index, all got the yield 10-year note, all know what it means. If don't, here's a time, we've got a quiet moment or two, I can explain. All got those 4 moving average, all know how to save the charts, all know how to go to specifications, right click, go to specifications, get the information. You all know you're in leveraged accounts. You all know what a leverage means, the pros and cons of leverage, how to determine the leverage by dividing margin into it. Those things are musts. I trust you know them all. If you don't know you're in a leveraged, high risk speculative, you think you're in equities. No, you're not. You're in leveraging on equities. It's leveraged instruments. Why would you remove SL or TP during the trade? I have no idea. I don't understand. I have no idea. Some people, all right. Some people, only pros often don't. I speak to a pro yesterday in Dubai. They don't use them, but they're disciplined pros. They know what the score is. They've got enough drawdown. So they might even have a horizontal line on the chart to keep an eye on it. You get the idea. There's little things they can do. We're not pros. You know what I mean? I think I am, but I mean, because I've been doing it for a while, but a lot of guys starting obviously not pros. So rather stick to the SL and TP just to protect. And some people are not full time. They're holding down jobs. You don't want to be busy in a meeting and then suddenly it flies off from the fundamental and then you haven't got a stop loss to protect you. Plus, if you're working out volumes, you need a stop loss. How do you work out a volume out of a stop loss? So you need that. All right, okay, to check it. Why is it not there? Just gonna have to, it's coming on now. Okay. PMI was 45, a little bit slower. That's Pursley Manners Index. So that came off a little bit, which is fairly good news, but it might have a slightly negative effect. I see it written down. I can see it now. Might have a slightly negative effect because it's not inflationary. Try the pound. Let's see what the pound's doing. Find some of the pound here. Try the pound. Try the pound there. Try this. No, well, try this one. 15-minute. What time to come out for what, actually? It only gave a 2-star, interesting enough. And it came 10:30. Thank you. Oh, it's just come out now. Okay. Yeah, a slightly negative effect on the pound, but it wasn't that big a difference. And then a few buyers came in. Okay, so it's not a major trend. Oh, hang on, might be. Yeah, only came about 15 odd pips, so not a big deal. So that's done. So I don't want to panic too much on that. Good.
Roger, hi.
Hi.
When you were analyzing the NZD CAD, some of us were still in that trade, and you said other traders should have reached the take profit because the trade is still on. It's not over yet because it hasn't reached. It doesn't reach this the stop loss nor the take profit, so it's still hovering in between. So when you analyzed it, you said basically that some traders would have made some back there. So I don't understand because the trade is still alive.
Yeah, but they modify the stop, been stopped out. You got the TP down here, you got the entry there, and you got the here, and you modify the stop. Okay, so the entry was 1894. Clearly, it's not doing too well at the moment. Stick with it. The stop loss 81. Oh, you've been out. Hit the stop loss. What do you want to do it on the 4
It has never been in so much profit that you could adjust the stop loss. There was no need to adjust the stop loss because it was a sell. We couldn't bring it down, the stop loss. There's always been going up towards the stop loss. So there was no way that one would be able to adjust the stop loss.
Yeah. It came down. No, it came down at one stage to 80.50.
80.50.
Okay.
What time was that? 4 o'clock on the 4th.
No, that was 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Okay. And this one here, etc. This is 8 o'clock or whatever. Yeah, but it came down. I remember I saw enough anyway. I remember I put mine in at break even. I didn't make anything on it. Or maybe I made a rand. I don't know what it was. I can't remember now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I did manage to modify it. I think whatever. I woke up, I think it was about 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm a very early riser. I'm usually, if you try and contact me after 8, you don't reply. I'm not being rude. I'm usually asleep or switched off by then. But I'm an early riser.
The Daily's bet caught the fattest worm.
Yeah. Not always. Sometimes the other way around. But I take your point. This time, yeah. I remember I didn't, and I modified or something. But anyway, the point is, it did come down to these sort of levels here, right in the morning. I get your point there. That was enough anyway. Anyway, stopped out. You should have been stopped out on that one if you use a stop loss. You're still in. You probably modified away. I try not to encourage that. Modifying it away can increase your losses if it continues in the wrong direction. And you're working out a volume at 85. You started modifying it away. Now it's 100 Rand, 115, 120 Rand a micro. You get the idea. So there's no point working out a calculation if you're going to modify it away. The idea is to modify to towards market to reduce risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that should be a saying. But people, when they start panic, I don't want to get stopped out, I'll modify it. Well, then, yeah, then you get it. Not sometimes they come right, but a lot of times they don't. Now, all you're doing is increasing your risk. Why would you do that? That's just fear, emotion taking over. Okay, so that's it. I still see downside on this one, where we go back to the daily. If you've still got enough money, okay, well, no, leave it alone. A bit of technical damage there. If it comes back below here again, you can start sending it down. But I think just hang 5 on that for the moment. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Fantastic. Okay, good stuff. Hope Megan, you're happy with that, Megan. Okay. Yeah, don't get cute with stop losses, TPs, even when you're a fairly seasoned trader. I have to be honest, we all have. I certainly have done it. And I'll be honest, I've come right a couple of times, but I've come wrong or left or whatever the expression is more than not. So I tend to be a little bit, plus I'm advising you not to, and then go and do it myself. You know what I mean? So it is frustrating. So hit your stop and then bounce the right direction, but that's better than not. And then you're out and it gets worse. You know, you get the idea. You're long the US dollar CAD, sorry, US dollar Japanese yen, your stop loss at 148.50. And you didn't bother with it. It came down to 1, and your margin called on the Bank of Japan interventions. Get the general idea. So rather stick with it. Only break the rules when you're very seasoned, and you've got a lot of time in front of the computer and experience to know how to handle the broken rules. Bear that in mind. Okay, so Edwin back in again. Probably internet issues. Okay, so there we are. Got quite a few trades out. I'm surprised we got as many as we did, but they have a lot of opportunities. I had about 9 to look at this morning. We got 4 out. Yeah. Again, tomorrow, I'll be surprised. We might, but I'd be surprised to get one out tomorrow. We're usually fairly quiet on non-farms day, but we might. But it won't be a dollar one, that's for certain. Okay. Having said that, I want to be implementing, just to remind me again, gift tomorrow, discussing the week's trades, etc., and see if we can learn from something. Some of you learn nothing from it. It's the market, not your fault. Happens. A guy rushes out in front of you. It's not your fault. They were in the wrong. Okay, you know what I mean? But others we can. Why, Joe? And you got to interact, guys. I can't help you if you don't interact. Joe, you lost on that trade. Well, Caleb made on it, and Euler made on it, and Farney made it, and Gertrude made on it, and I made on it. And you get the idea. How come you didn't? What did you actually do? And then we can say, well, don't do that next time. Often they're overexposed, as margin called, and they're stopped out on the margin call. But we'll try. We'll go over them and see if we can actually. In fact, we'll make a habit of Friday. But most Fridays we might have other trade ideas to discuss first before we do that. But I think until we change our ideas in the trading room, we'll make a habit of doing on a Friday. And thanks again for that idea. I think most of the other guys there thought a pretty good one. Okay, thanks, Gift. Okay, right. Yeah. Anything else you want to come up with? Any bright idea? Anything you want to discuss? Anything you're not sure about? Even a beginner, just want a clarification. You're getting a bit sort of smoke coming out of your ears, all this stuff flying through. It's been quite an active day today. It's got a lot of trade signals out. It's not always this fast moving, so don't panic. Just something you want to clarify. Just wait a moment or two for you replying. Because that's what I'm here for. Nothing? If you don't interact, I presume you know. And if you don't know, don't call me up in the live chat explanation. You get a chance to when I've got the charts and the Zoom. Can't do the live chat we can do here, so obviously. I've had that guy WhatsApp me how to trade. It's frightening. Okay, we're all good with that. All clear. Well, that's good. Okay, hey, I forgot shares. NVDA. I took mine, by the way, but those who haven't, Modify your stop to enter at 3:30 and it's doing okay. Tesla did very well. Tesla, if you're still in that, modify your stop, protect yourself, above break even, so you can't loosen it and run it through. Tesla's doing very nicely, thanks. I'm not sure where the actual price was. Just a second. Where's Tesla? There we are. TP 275. So there's a bit of way to go yet. It's a bit of way to go yet up there, but it's doing nicely. Okay. So anybody still in Tesla should have a big smile on your face. Meta was another one, I think a couple of weeks ago, that one. Remember, these are often swing trading. Shares often take longer. Meta's really slow. It's back to about breaking even. So slow. If you see some profit today, with the non-farms coming out tomorrow, I'm going to suggest you maybe take it. It's just too slow. If you don't want to take it and you come right, great, but up to you. So that share's covered. Yeah, so the shares are Disney, the Tesla, NVDA, pretty good, and Meta looks like it might be coming to the party. Okay, anything else, guys? Anything else? Okay, are you okay there, Megan? I think you're fairly new here. Welcome aboard, etc. Hope you're not too confused. It does take a bit of time, but you'll get there. And it will hopefully be of benefit. But otherwise, Megan, you okay? And thanks for your contribution. Hopefully a week or two, doesn't take that long, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, you start seeing a bit of light. And then you can interact with us here. And say, yeah, let's have a look at LUV, let's look at the NASDAQ. What about a buy or sell it? And then we can all win from these ideas. Remember, not all my ideas, a lot of them are trading room ideas as well. Nothing? Any questions? Everyone good? Got a few minutes left if you want to make use of them. Any all good? I don't want to rattle away for all good. You're all good. I expect you are, Gift, because you've done it before. I'm actually hoping to try to get some of the newer, shyer guys to intervene, and hopefully they're coming apart. I don't want to make them feel left out. Good. Good, thanks, Paul.
AutoCAD is a disaster. It's difficult. Give me chips.
Yeah. Disaster. Do you ever watch Strictly Come Dancing? That's a disaster. Let's have a look. Ooh, bloody hell. Where's the stop? Oh, shit. Just above FOB. I hope that will hold. Don't know what's driving that up, to be honest. Nothing particularly major on the euro. Yeah. It's on the good side, you can see it's a bit of resistance there. Maybe that will hold. But yeah, it's giving us all a bit of jip at the moment. It's quite a lot as well, eh? 30 odd pips, slightly more than 30 pips. So we'll see what happens. Let's just a shorter term. Any sign of any sellers here? Nibbling. Can't, 1 minute tells you nothing. Well, I heard. Okay, anything else, guys? Keep fingers crossed. Some of these turn out to start off looking pretty crappy, and then they end up working out quite well, and vice versa. Don't forget, do bloody well, and then something comes out and they end up turning not so well. But I'm not sure what's driving that at the moment, to be honest. Maybe something behind the scenes I don't know about. I don't know what's happening there at all. What's suddenly giving the euro strength? I don't know. On the weekly, that might hold. Weekly, that hopefully will hold. Okay, might pull back.
Maybe the German trade balance that was slightly better than what they expected.
Really a big one. Slightly big. It's Germany, you know what I mean? German
Yeah,
recession.
so.
No. That if that's the case, it's overreaction emotionally to news coming out. It's like running around a street down the street naked. Was it did that? Was it Aristotle? One of them anyway did. Or was it Archimedes? Sorry, Archimedes. Run down the street when he discovered Archimedes' principle, you know what I mean? Naked, saying, Eureka! Yeah, that's when you do it over the top. I made 20 around the casino last night. Eureka! Was a little bit over the top reaction. Maybe we'll get a pullback. Well, it did crab, but it bounced up. The crabbing I like might bounce down. I don't like the way it took out this guy here. So I'm getting a little bit, well, like Farney actually. Don't want to produce that out to the guys like Farney's put it back a bit circumspect, but it's a bit of a worry, yeah. But let's just keep our fingers crossed. Hope we'll come back and do the right thing. Okay, yep. Anything else, guys, before we wrap it up till tomorrow? Got a few minutes left, no rush, but the rugby, well, that's interesting. I think it's more or less next week. We get I think it's the quarterfinals, some action starting. Unless Scotland beat Ireland with about a 20-point differential, South Africa should be through, so that should be okay. I laugh at Ireland win the World Cup. I tell you what, most people are worried about New Zealand. That was a bit of a glitch, and they lost to, was it Wales? Who they'll lose to? But I think it's a bit of a glitch. That I think that did everyone more damage than good, because that woke up the sleeping tiger. I think there could be a threat. You're going a bit wrong, or no, it's not going wrong. Wrong one. Sorry. Just a bit. What the hell's happening today? What the hell's happening here?
Analyzing, it seems that the CAD have a problem. I don't know what the heck is going on, but the CAD is weakening against all the currencies currently. Every single one.
Look at oil. We got in at 85.70. Look at oil. That's been the problem. Oil's continuing down. I'm going to just quickly check my dollar index. Dollar's not problem. Sorry, the yield's not problem. Dollar's okay. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Maybe Saudi mentioned something. I haven't heard about it. They decide to increase production again, but they said 3 months, and that'd be early. That's come off now over $1 a barrel. I don't know, guys. I can guess, but I'm guessing, but I don't know. Might come out later in the wash. Remember, Bloomberg News, all these news used to come out after the big boys get it first, and they send out to everyone else. It probably filter out soon. Okay, but at the moment, I'm not sure. But that's giving the problem. Okay, on that wonderfully positive note, I don't think. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. That's what I say. Be careful overexposing in one currency. I think probably 3 is an absolute maximum in one currency in case it doesn't come right. Don't be 4 or 5 in dollar or yen in case something doesn't come right. Get my point. It's talk about that. It's a dollar yen doing anything. Yeah, it's still hovering. Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I can offer no other. I don't know. Just hope it comes right. I don't know why it's suddenly coming off. It was doing pretty good earlier on. This is just suffering time, but it could come up with smile later on. Okay. Anything else, guys?
Thanks, Roger. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. Don't forget, I can help you with a lot of things, but market movements isn't a lap of the gods. I can't control that. Okay. Cheers, guys. I hope we get a smile back in the face later on today and tomorrow. Cheers. Thanks very much, Ed. Cheers, Vizay.